All right, we're going to call to order our June 28th Vestavia Hills Board of Education meeting. First thing we need to do is approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
For a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, next on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our June 1st meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
For a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we have some recognitions.
Yep, do it. I received word last week that was a great word about our speech and debate team. And I'm not sure recognized the team before, but they're just like perennial state champions. I guess they just do it every year, and we forgot about how impressive they were. But this spring, these guys participated in a mock debate that Rotary sponsored, and they did, I think it was in March, maybe, it's shortly after you guys had gotten back, and so community members got to see this in action. But it was so impressive what they did. But they do national competition each year, and I don't want to steal the thunder, Nate. I really want you to do this. This is your team, but I want you to share about how our team did and our guys that are with us this evening.
Yeah, sure, stand up for
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
You're good. Yes, you're good. You gonna sit right here?
Hardware here, so that's
Yeah. So we went to nationals about a week and a half ago. It's a week-long competition, and we go every year. We qualify people, and in order to qualify, you don't qualify like a team or a school. You qualify kind of individuals. So the national competition is truly a national competition. I think some organizations, when they go to nationals, there's only like a small subset of the United States or just certain states that participate. But this one, there's every single state was represented. Some states even have multiple districts. So like our district tournament was in March, and we qualified like 2 entries per event. And some states like Texas have over 10 districts. And so it's like, I mean, all over the country, there's even some international teams there actually. So every single state was there. Every single state and district sent their best debaters to this competition. And so you get, the way it works is you get Monday and Tuesday, you get 6 debates. And you have 2 judges in each debate. So you get 12 ballots. And in order to advance into Wednesday, you need to get 8 of the 12 ballots. And these 2 right here, they're a team in public forum debate. They got 9 ballots. So they advanced into Wednesday, which that in and of itself is a big deal coming from the state of Alabama, because our district and state typically doesn't go deep into these national tournaments. So they advanced into Wednesday, and then they won their Wednesday morning round, and then they won the next round, and then they won the next round, and they just kept winning. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. These 2 are incredible. They went into Thursday, and they kept winning into Thursday. And then next thing you know, we got all the way to the semifinals round, and we had a decision not go our way, and we got 4th place in the nation, which is incredible. And I will just go ahead and add this as well. When the round ended and the judges voiced what the decision was amongst them, there was a packed classroom, and every single person's jaw hit the floor in amazement that we had lost, because everyone thought that we would won that round. I thought we won the round, and even the coaches of the other team thought that we had won the round, and sometimes it just happens that way. So it was kind of bittersweet, but to get 4th is incredible. No team in this event has gone as deep as that in nationals before. So very, very, very proud. We've got these nice big trophies that we get to show off. And then we got, in terms of, we got a team award as well. We were in the top 20 of the schools that participated in debate round 1, I guess. So that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those that have lived in Vestavia for a long time will recognize this is a storied program, been successful for years. In fact, I think one of the originators of the program is one of our Hall of Fame members that actually attended the event this spring. But Nate, I want to tell you, you've done a great job continuing to the legacy of success with the program, and it doesn't happen by accident. It starts and builds all year long. So thank you for leading the program. But I want you to introduce our winners this year.
This is Vivian Chi and Arhan Alani.
All right, fantastic. You guys seniors this year?
Yes, sir.
So remember, they spent a week.
They just graduated. They're no longer ours.
Just spent a week after their graduation
Mhm.
doing this. And I'm sure you've got plans, so tell us where you're heading this fall.
I'm going to UAB.
Fantastic.
And I'm going to Alabama.
All right, good deal. So that impressed me just in and of itself, that they continue to do this after they walked and graduated. So I appreciate the dedication. This is big time to me for us, a national recognition like this. So congratulations. Board members, any comments you want to share?
I'll just say I got to attend the Rotary event in spring, and it was so impressive.
Thank you.
When I was in high school, I did a little bit of forensics tournamenting, so I've been around it some, but never anywhere to your level. And I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you will continue.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations, way to represent the district. That's so fourth in the nation. That's incredible. So when you get, out of curiosity, when you get to that high level, who's judging that?
So schools that attend are required to put in a judge. So like I covered our judging obligation for our school when we went, and I've been doing the activity for 12 years. So I kind of know a little bit in terms of some of the technical aspects of it, but in terms of going, the governing body, I guess, is the National Speech and Debate Association. You just have to have a high school diploma. And so it's a mixed bag. You're going to have people that their son or daughter qualified and they're just there taking them and they've never seen a debate round in their life. You're going to have people in there that were former competitors themselves. You can have coaches. I mean, you could have anything. And so that's kind of how it is. There is a little bit of judge training in terms of videos that they make you watch. So just to kind of catch them up to speed, but it's pretty much anyone that is there. So
Those trophies are awesome.
they are.
College.
This is a really good program. Larry, your course principal overseeing all this. Any comments you want to share with us?
Yeah, I'm just so proud of you guys. And Arhan, now you got to like actually be in the picture instead of just your face, right? That was cleverly handled. When Nate reached out, and it was very casual at first, he said, just give me a call when you get a chance. And I was like, well, I'll step out of leadership. No big deal. And so then I called, and he was like, well, it kind of is a big deal. We've got Vivian and Arhan placing fourth in the nation, and that is a huge deal. And I would also just continue to celebrate that they're great, well-rounded students in a variety of areas. This is one thing that makes them incredibly special, but so many different things that we could celebrate. And also to you, Mr. Connolly, thank you for advocating for the program the way that you do, for leading our kids as a mentor first and as a teacher secondary to that. We're just so proud of the way that y'all continue to represent Vestavia now as alumni.
Yeah, we actually, I had a flight, I booked the flights to come back Friday morning because I feel like it's bad to say as a coach, but I don't expect to be competing all the way that late into the week because we typically never do, but we had to kind of get the next day flights. But
When I called Dr. Freeman, he said, yeah, we can approve this.
Well, it was good. It was actually quite fortunate because I got an email on Wednesday night that was like from Delta that said that we're expecting some weather concerns in Atlanta. You can move your flight at no extra charge, and I'm like, perfect. So it didn't cost us anything. So
Thank you. Thanks so much. Congratulations again. Good luck.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, we'll move to financial statement, and the recommendation board put on the floor is to approve the financial statement for May 2026. So I will read that statement. Courtney's away this week, and let you know what the update is. As of May 31st, we have collected 96.9% of our budgeted ad valorem tax revenues. That compares to 98.3% at this time last year. During May, we earned $115,930 in interest income from our investment treasury sweep account. This is something we've been doing for a year and a half or so. It's really paying quite the dividends for us, literally. Our general fund expenditures and transfers are out, or 69% of the budget compared to 72.8% last year. All things being equal, we should be at 66.67% of budgeted expenditures in the 8th month of the fiscal year. We're a little above that due to payments for annual expenditures. We do feel like we're lining ourselves up well to be in line with our budget when the year end finishes up. All bank accounts have been reconciled as of May 31st, 2026, and monthly financial statements have been submitted to the Alabama State Department of Education. And you can find monthly financial statements and check registers available for public viewing on our district website. And I would recommend that we approve the financial statement for May 2026.
All right, board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the financial statement for May 2026. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right, board members, item 6, I recommend the approval of consent items, and this is related to disposal of property at Vestavia High School and freshman campus, and you can see these are technology purchases, and out-of-state field trips and out-of-state overnight field trips for this next school year.
All right, board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the disposal of some board property and in-state and out-of-state field trips. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, under business, item A, recommendation is to approve the parent-student handbook for the 26-27 school year.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the 2026-2027 parent-student handbook. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Good. Just as a note, where you saw the noted changes in there, but they're very minor, really just language wording, but nothing significant changes from last year. And parents will see these handbooks when we open up the registration portal in July. Item B, the recommendation is to approve breakfast and lunch prices for the 26-27 school year.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the breakfast and lunch prices for 2026-2027 school year. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Or a second?
Second.
All right, board members, just some comments about this one. There is a 50% increase in all meal categories. That's breakfast, lunch, and all grade levels. And I do want to tell you that that's not a decision that we bring to you taken lightly. In fact, it's been 10 years since we've raised prices. And I want to commend Amanda Carlson for doing a good job of managing the budget. There are a lot of federal requirements around keeping a budget whole. This is, in a sense, a for-profit piece of what we do. We have to keep a month's reserve in the CMP account. And there are a lot of complexities in how expenditures are made, how revenue is generated. There are a lot of limitations in terms of what we can serve students, what we can serve parents, and teachers. There is a obligation, as you see in the memo here, to make sure adult meals are priced in a way that they pay for the cost. So I would say over 10 years we've done a really good job managing it, and we're at that place where we've just got to make the move. So I just want you to understand the context of doing this, and it will keep us solvent, keep our CMP account where it needs to be and in compliance.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll entertain any questions you've got on that. Still the best deal in town.
I was going to say, no price increase in 10 years. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right. Okay. Item C, I recommend the board approve the child nutrition program bids, and they are as follows: smallware and kitchen supplies, ice cream products, fresh produce, fresh milk and dairy products, CNP bottled and canned beverage. And you have attached also the joint purchasing agreement that we reviewed a couple of months ago.
All right. Heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the child nutrition program bids. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Or a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One abstention.
All right, item D, recommendation is to approve student school fees for the 26-27 school year.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the student school fees for the 2026-2027 school year. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item E, contract renewal. I recommend the approval of the renewal of the contract for Buddy Anderson.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the new contract renewal for Coach Buddy Anderson. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Or a second? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
If I may comment on this one just for a moment. We have a few contracts that we do with retired employees, and this is one that we did with Buddy Anderson originally in 2020, and we renewed it in 23. But from the outset, when Coach retired, he'd been with us about 44 years, and so we wanted him to continue to be a part of the school system. And to do that was to put him in a role that we entitled Dean of Students. And so what he's been doing the last several years is really just being visible in buildings. So most of us have probably had a child he's read to at some point in classrooms. He is involved on a daily basis at Pizzitz with PE, weightlifting, and just providing additional support there as well. Just his being visible and on campus, I think, is really important. Obviously, we all recognize his legacy in the community. But we do these from time to time. I think it's a really great investment, actually, for what we get from Coach Anderson, just his being available and being a model to me of character, carrying out a lot of those things that we talk about. So it's important to have context at least. I appreciate you guys asking some questions about it, because this was all done prior to your tenures on the board. So I'll entertain any questions you got on this one.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Item F, I recommend the board approve the amended job description title for nurse administrator to director of health services.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation for amend the job description title for nurse administrator to director of health services. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Congratulations, Bella. All right. Item G, I recommend the board approve the supplement schedule for 26-27 school year.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the supplement schedule for the 2026-2027 school year. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item H, I recommend the board approve the change order for Vestavia Hills High School parking lot project. And just for the record, that is a deductive change order in the amount of $50,722.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the Vestavia Hills High School parking lot project change order. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Hear a second?
Second.
Out of curiosity, what was the change?
Well, we have a built-in room, a little bit of contingency cost. We're going to have to use it on this one. So I usually take credit for deductive change orders, and you'll take the blame for the ones that are added. So no, really good job on this one. We were able to have a clean project without any contingencies. So,
Love to hear it.
you got this motion on this one? Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, letter I, recommend the board approve the construction contract for bathroom improvements for Vestavia Hills High School softball field with CT General Contractors LLC.
Okay, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the bathroom improvements at Vestavia Hills softball field, high school softball field, and that is with CT General Contractors. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Or a second?
Second.
Right. I do want to let you know, sorry, I just jumping in. I do want to let you know that you approved the bid on this last month. This is the contract, but while we've got the floor for a vote, I would ask Coach Casey if you wouldn't mind sharing what this project is and a preview of what is to come with our softball complex.
Sure. This particular project is to add 2 showers to the softball facility and to do some improvements in that area. It's part of a larger project that will include lighting, moving some fencing in the fields, and just really updating that facility. It hasn't been updated since it was built. And so it will include new turf, some locker room improvements, and things like that. So it's part of a much larger piece. You know, our softball team finished 3rd in the state this year. We're super proud of them. So I'm just working on improving that facility for them.
And we're able to fund this really through the partnership we have with the city for shared spaces. And so after we finish gym floors this summer, we have some revenue that we're going to put towards softball field, and that's a good improvement. So thanks.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Item J, I recommend the board approve the Baptist Health Sports Partnership Agreement.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the Baptist Health Sports Partnership. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good deal. Laurie, any comments you'll make just regarding this one? This is a significant step for us.
Yeah, this is a Baptist Health has just recently moved to the area. As many of you probably know, they bought the Brookwood Hospital facility, and their contract includes really providing athletic trainers for us is the biggest piece of that. So we're excited about their partnership. We'll be keeping the athletic trainers that we currently have, which they're the best in the business, in my opinion. I'd say they're first class in the state of Alabama. So we are very excited about their investment in our community.
Yeah, and I want to commend you on what I would just say is a shrewd vetting process to get us to this point. Laura's worked on this for many months, and it has, I think, a good agreement that is really good for our schools, in particular our kids that are participating in sports. So well done. Appreciate that. All right. Next items are information only. I want to, miss licensing, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, item K, the recommendation is to approve the licensing agreement with Lane DeCozan.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the licensing agreement with Lane DeCozan. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Can you tell us what this is?
Sure. Lane is an individual who has a sole proprietorship business. She makes branded ribbons and accessories that like our softball teams use, and she's looking to incorporate and begin selling these things to the general public.
Good, and that's how many today?
This at the moment will be our 26th licensing agreement. We've technically had a couple more than that, but a couple of our licensees recently went out of business, unfortunately. So as it stands with approval of this, we'll have 26 active licensees.
Yep.
You're back. Good deal. I want to take a moment to introduce to you Janet Stockman, who is with the Alabama Association of School Boards, and she does evaluations on behalf of this board each year for the Chief School Finance Officer and Superintendent. So I've been doing this several years. Janice is on the team now and joining us. I appreciate you coming and sharing, and you have the next 2 items.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for having me. I'll be brief and just want to go over a few slides. I do want to take a moment of personal privilege and say 2 things. One, thank you for your community. My children were after lots of fun times and doctor visits, were born right up the road at not Brookwood. So I just want to say thank you for that. And also, I'm a mom of a speech and debate child, and I know the hours and hours that poured into that. And so I was very excited to see you guys celebrating them tonight, because I'm very well aware of what an honor that is. So we went to Prattville, and so we gave Vestavia this thing out. In a good, loving, kind way. So, Alabama Association of School Boards had the privilege of conducting a CSFO and superintendent evaluation, and just want to give you guys some great information. And I will say we had a meeting earlier, a virtual meeting, and had some really good conversation. And quite frankly, I wish that all of our evaluations were this productive because it generated some really good conversation. I was appreciative of that. We do dozens and dozens of evaluations throughout the state, and sometimes they're done for the wrong purposes. And so I love to work with a school system whose purpose is the evaluation cycle to say, hey, what are some areas that we're doing really well, and what are some areas that we want to continue to work on to improve. And so there's a really good conversation with that. You guys have a full packet of information in your folders. So we'll theoretically.
Check the little on-off switch on the
Yeah,
side.
it's green.
It's green? Not
You
connected?
don't have that.
I can switch it for you.
Okay, that'd be great.
There you go.
So we'll start with the superintendent evaluation. We conducted 3 surveys. We conducted 2 surveys with this. One was for all of the board members, and one was a public stakeholder information. We'll go through those. We've changed up our evaluation process a little bit. In the past, it's been number-driven. And what we saw with that is that there were oftentimes with school boards and those that filled out the surveys that they were just kind of assigning a number without really knowing what they were. And so we've changed that to words, and that has seemed to have been more productive through the process. So just to kind of give you an idea of what that is. So we have level 1 is not demonstrated, level 2 is progressing, level 3 is proficient, level 4 is accomplished. And what we're looking for is that level 3, which is a proficient level or above. We do behind the scenes have to turn the words into numbers and then turn those numbers back into words. And so this is just a scale to show you what that sliding scale looks like. So all board members did complete the rating, did complete the survey, and their overall rating was accomplished. And we'll break that down in the next slide and take a look at that by not the next slide. That slide shows that there are goals that are set each year for the superintendent. And that really is what an evaluation is all about, is to say, hey, where are we doing well? What are some things that we can do to improve? And then to set some goals to continue as a continuous improvement cycle. That's what we ask for our kids, that's what we ask for our administrators, and so that's what we ask of ourselves as well. And so that just shows that, yes, we are setting goals. And then the next slide, there we go. We'll show by category. So our surveys are listed by standard, and so they're strategic leadership, instructional leadership, fiscal and managerial, human resources, climate and engagement, and professional leadership. And the overall board rating was accomplished for each of those. There were 3. The direct report results, which includes central office level staff and principals, we received 22 respondents. The overall rating was accomplished. And if we take a look at that by those 6 standards, all 6 standards were rated as accomplished as well. And that's a compilation of all of those direct reports. And then finally, we had a stakeholder report results, and there were 12 respondents that completed that, and the overall rating for that was accomplished as well. And so you can see that all 3 reporting mechanisms work for the superintendent evaluation were listed as accomplished. And then as a comparison chart, you can see the overall for each of those categories. The fiscal and managerial leadership and professional leadership on the stakeholders survey were listed as proficient. The overall was accomplished, but those 2 particular ones were listed as proficient. The stakeholder survey does not cover instructional leadership or human resources leadership because those are internal things that occur. So we took a look at the overall strengths, and this comes from the compilation of all of the surveys together. Overall strengths include strategic planning and vision is very forward thinking, integrity and sound judgment, and then commitment to serving students, staff, and the community. And those are 3 amazing strengths that provide a lot of stability for Vestavia. As far as areas of growth, ongoing communication and stakeholder engagement, I think that's always we strive to do that because our clientele continues to change and evolve, and so we're always working on ongoing communication and stakeholder engagement. And then we'll take a look at the CSFO evaluation. And I hate talking about her when she's not here, but she does know about this. But
It's probably better than talking about Scott She's the smart one.
But she, like I said, she has received all of this information, so this is not new. So we did provide 3 surveys for her as well, one for the board, one for the superintendent, and then one that we call a peer review or internal stakeholders, which were those who work in the finance department and then some principals as well. We like to really stress that all of our evaluations or all of our surveys are anonymous, except for the superintendent one of the CSFO, because only one person fills that out. So we always have to kind of give that disclaimer. All right, we'll take a look at these. So the overall board rating was accomplished, and then we'll look at that by, and also goals are set with her, and I think that is, again, fantastic. This is very rare to see this as a complete circle that says, yes, we do set goals. And so I want to commend you guys. The CSFO evaluation has 3 standards: physical, leadership, collaborative, and professional leadership. Each of those areas were rated as accomplished by your board. And then we'll take a look at the superintendent results, and the overall rating was accomplished. And then by standard, all 3 were also listed as accomplished: that physical, leadership, collaborative, and professional piece. And then the peer results, there were 24 respondents, and the overall rating was proficient. And we'll take a look at those 3 areas there as well. They were all listed as proficient, some really good comments, really positive things. This is fairly typical. The people who are in the trenches with you, they're all working together on a variety of things. And then we'll take a look at the comparison chart. So we have accomplished, accomplished, and proficient. And then the comparison chart by standard, you can see there. And then we'll take a look at what the overall strengths, our professionalism, the knowledge of the guidelines, and collaboration. And I will say for your CSFO, professionalism, knowledge of guidelines, and collaboration are 3 great pieces to have, for sure. And an area of growth, just communication with peers, just again, that constant communication and working with people as guidelines and regulations change, and then presentation skills as well. And I know that she said that she has been working on that. So that's not always the most fun, right? I was at a conference this past week, and the number 1 fear for people is public speaking, and number 7 is death. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how fearful that can be. So these are both very strong evaluations. You guys have some amazing people who are leading your school system, and I very much appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to this lady right here. She takes really good care of all the people, and so we email frequently, and so I appreciate that and wanted to give her a shout out. So, and that's all I have. So any questions, comments? Thank you guys for completing that, and if I can be of service, please let me know. I'm happy to help.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right. Appreciate the most awkward 10 minutes the whole year is taking place, and we can move on. Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Absolutely.
All right. Items 8 is our personnel, and I recommend the board approve the personnel items as submitted.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the personnel items as submitted. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We're working on getting some final numbers for you in terms of opening positions, but we have largely filled certified positions, and there'll be a little bit of fluctuation, as there always is in July, but principals have done a great job of getting our staff ready for next year. So,
Anyone here for public comment? Miss an opportunity before we dismiss. I want to welcome Trey Woodruff to the board, our newest member. He's prepared a 47-minute video.
it's great to be here. How about that?
Well, we look forward to serving with you. You're going to be fantastic. We're too. Well, with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.